Milwaukee. This is today's TMJ4, live at Daybreak.
An overnight fire in the home where a 15-year-old boy was killed just days ago. Find out how police are handling this investigation coming up.
And then later, a deadly bus crash has sparked a deeper conversation.
Should all school districts begin making seatbelts mandatory? Where Wisconsin stands on that policy.
And then coming up later, as Memorial Day gets closer, prices at the pump just keep going up. The city looking at $5 a gallon gas and what drivers can do to conserve.
And taking a live look outside. Boy, beautiful conditions already. Getting a nice taste of the sunrise and mild temperatures to get things started. Welcome once again to Live at Daybreak on today's TMJ4. I'm Vince Vitrano.
And I'm Susan Kim. Let's get a check of your weather and traffic together to get us going this morning. And Brian, is Nancy, that live picture from Miller Park? A lot of happy tailgaters this afternoon for the game.
We've had a couple rough tailgates the last couple days. Actually, yesterday didn't turn out to be half that bad. In the afternoon, things were fantastic. But this morning, again, a dense fog advisory for our western and southern spots. Waukesha County, Racine County, points west and south of there, especially up towards Dodge County. That's where we are noticing some pockets of dense fog. Visibility there close to zero. Visibility now 0.3 of a mile officially in Waukesha. So we are starting to see some of that fog developing. Okay, 48 in West Bend, 52 in Waukesha, 51 in Fond du Lac, Beaver Dam at 49 degrees, over towards the Lakeshore 52, and Sheboygan 54 degrees. Your forecast for today, we're going to have a high around 75. Once we get rid of the fog shortly after sunrise, it is going to be a beauty of a day. Lots of sunshine. 76 in Racine, 74 in Sheboygan. Some changes to the thunderstorm forecast heading into the weekend. Thunderstorm chances starting to back off. We'll have much more on that coming up, Elise.
All right, thanks, Brian. From the live desk, we do have an alert to tell you about in Sheboygan County. There is a closure on Highway 57 and Highway 23 as crews investigate a crash. Let's take a look at travel times elsewhere. Marquette to Moreland, 10 minutes. Moreland to Marquette, 9 minutes. Hale to the Zoo, 5 minutes.
Breaking overnight, a house fire at the same home where a 15-year-old boy was beaten to death earlier this week.
Firefighters responded to the home at 12th and Keefe about 10 o'clock last night. Our Lauren Winfrey is live there in front of the home with more this morning. Lauren?
Hey, good morning, Susan and Vince. We've been reaching out to police all morning, but what we have confirmed is there was a small fire by the back door of this home and some exterior damage. And as you can see over here, police have been watching over the house all night. Now, investigators say King was beaten with a hammer and stabbed in the neck inside this home near 12th and Keith, and it was all because his accused killer, Malik Terrell, thought King and another person had something to do with his stolen video game system. Now, police allege Terrell and a relative burned King's body in a vacant home down the street, and according to the criminal complaint, King was killed May 11th, but police didn't find his body until 9 days later. Now, Terrell was caught in Chicago, but he will be brought back to Milwaukee for processing, and right now police say they will continue their investigation after fire officials have assessed the scene. For now, reporting at 12th and Keith, Lauren Winfrey, today's TMJ4.
Lauren, thank you. It's 5:03. Also new this morning, bullets hitting a Milwaukee County Transit System bus. Milwaukee police tell us this happened just before 8:30 last night near 3rd and Hour on the city's north side. 2 rounds of bullets hit the side of that bus. The driver and passengers, though, on board were not hurt.
At the live desk today, we are expecting to see the body camera video showing the arrest of Milwaukee Bucks rookie Sterling Brown. The police chief is not answering questions this morning, but Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett is calling the video disturbing. Brown was arrested in a Walgreens parking lot at 26th and National back in January. No charges were filed. Our partners at WTMJ Radio says the video will show Brown was not combative and did not fight with officers before they arrested and tased him. Now, officers questioned him for double parking in some handicapped spots at the Southside Walgreens. Brown was tased and taken to jail before finally given a parking ticket and released. Brown's attorney says they are looking into the possibility of filing a lawsuit against the city. He also says Brown will release a statement today once that video is released.
It's 5:04. More local news now. Patrols are up this week along a popular bike trail in Kenosha County as deputies work to keep people safe after the second reported sexual assault in 2 months. Investigators are not sure whether it's the same person who assaulted both people, but do say the descriptions are similar. A black male in his late 20s to early 30s, anywhere from 5'3" to 5'6", and has a stocky build. Police are asking people to be aware of their surroundings and if they notice anything suspicious, to give the Kenosha County Sheriff's Department a call.
New this morning, fewer adults trust vaccines, and that has some experts very concerned. 71% of people in a new survey said they thought it was very important to vaccinate their children, while it was 82% just 10 years ago. Still, most Americans do get their kids their shots and do it on time. Some experts say not vaccinating can lead to the reemergence of awful diseases that have largely been wiped out. Listen to this. Anyone who wants to buy a political ad on Facebook will have to prove ties to the United States. The process would include handing over Social Security numbers and giving Facebook a U.S. mailing address. The new policy is part of Facebook's mission to increase transparency after Russian-linked ads popped up during this past election. Facebook says it will delete the information once the verification process is complete.
It's 5:05. Today is the last day for this series of what's known as organized team activities for the Green Bay Packers. This year, things look a lot different than they did a season ago. New offensive and defensive coordinators, no Jordy Nelson, a whole host of rookies, undrafted free agents, and even a few free agents. With all the faces, all those new faces, it certainly can bring a different kind of energy to OTAs.
I can see the guys, excited. Like he just said about Mike Penn's his system. It clearly works. The resume is, the numbers speaks for itself. Is this all about 11 guys being on the same page and executing?
The Packers take the field for their first preseason game on August 9th. It's against the Titans, and that game will be at Lambeau Field.
You just like to see the guys out there running around.
Makes you feel like football is coming.
Exactly. Coming up next year on Live at Daybreak this morning, the weather is heating up, and that means lake season. We're going to meet up with the U.S. Coast Guard and talk water safety.
And then up next, history-making primary. Meet the first black woman to be a major party nominee for governor in the United States. Her story is coming up next.
And let's take a look outside right now. It's 7 minutes after 5 on today's TMJ4. Waiting on that sunrise.
Breaking at the live desk this morning, a historic vote in Georgia as the first black woman was elected as a major party's nomination for governor. Georgia voters chose Stacey Abrams to represent the party in this November's general election. Abrams took more than 2/3 of the vote, beating out her opponent Stacey Evans. If Abrams wins in November, she'll become the first black woman governor in the United States.
But let me tell you, I am so grateful to the thousands of you in this room and around this state and around this country who have joined me on this drive to history.
Now, Abrams wrapped up several national endorsements during the campaign's final week, including from former Democratic presidential candidates Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders.
Well, new this morning, one of the largest fast food chains in the world facing sexual harassment claims.
10 women across the country have filed a lawsuit against McDonald's. The women allege they were sexually harassed by supervisors and then ignored, mocked, and retaliated against after reporting the harassment. A spokesperson for the company says they are, quote, taking the allegations very seriously, end quote.
Less than a week after a horrific school bus crash in New Jersey, the National Transportation Safety Board is calling on every state to install 3-point seatbelts in new school buses. Right now, most states don't. 42 states, including Wisconsin, do not require seatbelts, leaving it up to individual school districts to decide whether they can afford it. The NTSB is also urging collision avoidance braking and better bus driver oversight with background checks. Well, still ahead this morning, appealing to all audiences how hotels have changed as more guests are opting to bring their pets on vacation.
Also ahead this morning, this Memorial Day weekend could kick off with a lot of people hanging out on the lakefront. This is a live picture. We're down there this morning. We have a warning the U.S. Coast Guard has for boaters today.
And temperatures out there this morning in the 50s, but we're headed for the 70s. It's going to be a beautiful day today. Middle 70s lakeside, maybe getting close to 80 inland. Your much warmer holiday weekend forecast coming up.
Might be a good day to get out on the water. Days of overcast skies. We are expecting more sunshine today.
And it is fitting that we are right in the middle of National Safe Boating Week. So our Sean Gallagher is live at the Coast Guard station with more on how to stay safe on the water this summer. Some important information, Sean.
Yeah, good morning, Susan and Vince. And Memorial Day weekend right around the corner, so a lot of people will be out on the water, and important to keep yourself safe while you're out there. I'm joined now with Alex Donald with the Coast Guard. I mean, you guys probably expect a lot of people out on the water this weekend.
We do. Memorial Day kind of marks the opening of the boating season, so we should have, assuming the weather's all right, should have a pretty good turnout.
And you guys are somewhat of an expert to be out on the water, but what should everybody know when they're out on the water to be safe during especially National Safe Boating Week?
Well, the biggest thing is just, everybody should inspect all their gear before they head out. The federal and state requirements for gear are posted on, online, and as well as you can call your local Coast Guard and DNR as well. But, a lot of the old gear sitting up from the winter time, a lot of that goes bad, such as flares and life jackets become dry rotted. So it's just a good thing to inspect everything and make sure that it's working properly before you head out for the weekend.
Yeah, and whether you're a good swimmer or not, I mean, life jacket always important.
Absolutely, life jackets are always important. Federal requirement for life jackets is 12 years of age and younger, but we. It's a good idea for everybody to have them.
Definitely, a good swimmer or not. And coming up all throughout the day, we'll talk about kind of safety on the water, both if you're on a small fishing boat or even a kayak, and we'll have all those updates throughout the morning. We'll throw it back to you guys in the studio.
That's a good assignment today. I think. Right.
Beautiful. Oh,
looking
so
very nice.
All right. So it's just a taste of what's to come today, Brian, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to start to warm up. It's going to be a very nice weekend to be out on the water. There are going to be some minor hiccups. One of them starts today. You saw that haze behind them, and I think there will be a little bit of fog on Lake Michigan today. So here is your boating forecast. Out on the water, 60 degrees, some fog, waves 1 foot, winds out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour, but actually pretty nice. Okay, sunrise this morning will be at 5:21, so officially in the next 4 minutes. If you're going to be out on the water or anywhere outside for that matter, put on your sunscreen. UV index for today with lots of sunshine up to an 8. We do have a dense fog advisory this morning affecting our southwestern spots, southwest of Milwaukee, locations from Dodge County through Waukesha, Jefferson, Walworth, Racine, Kenosha counties, all under the dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. this morning. This is a live look in Oconomowoc, and you can see the fog there in Oconomowoc. Very dreary looking. 51 degrees the current temperature. In Milwaukee, 56 degrees. Winds out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. And across southeastern Wisconsin, as we look at the visibility map, again, mainly inland as of right now. You can see Waukesha to Watertown to Beaver Dam, visibility less than a mile there. Across southeastern Wisconsin, temperatures this morning in the lower 50s, upper 40s, 48 in West Bend, 51 degrees in Fond du Lac. So your weather headlines starting to heat up. Storm chances backing off a little bit as we close in on the weekend. And an unofficial start to summer this weekend. It's going to feel like it. Dew point cast here. The humidity is also going to be on the rise today and tomorrow, comfortable. But then we work our way above that 60-degree dew point on Friday and Saturday, so it will start to feel humid. There's an area of thunderstorms to the west this morning. Those storms will die off to the west of us. Future forecast through our day. 10 a.m., mostly sunny. Notice the wind starts to be southeast off of the lake this afternoon, so a little bit cooler near the lake. And then 8 o'clock tonight, mainly clear skies, lots of sunshine on the way for Thursday and right into Friday. Looks like we're staying dry. Okay, your forecast for today, a high temperature of 75, inland 79. For tonight, a low temperature falling down to 53 degrees, mainly clear. And here's your 7-day forecast. Thursday and Friday, nice and warm. 78 degrees, lakeside 84 degrees. On Friday, lakeside, slight chance of a thunderstorm in the evening on Friday, but I think most of us staying dry. Slight chance of storms again on Saturday. Storm chances kind of backing off this weekend. Sunday, still a chance of storms. 81 degrees near the lake, 87 degrees inland, and then Memorial Day looking good. Mostly sunny on Monday and 77 degrees on Tuesday. Okay, another nice day out at Miller Park. Looks like lots of sunshine for the Brewers daytime game. What do you think, Josh? Roof's got to be open, right?
Brian, the roof is already open, so yeah, a nice day down here. So if you're coming down, obviously this is an afternoon game today. It'll be a nice day, so you're coming down tailgating to cook a breakfast, I guess it'll be a nice one. Temperature just shy of 52 degrees here at Miller Park. No wind. That's the other very nice part. It is very still out here this morning. We're watching a very nice sunrise occur, as you mentioned, happening in just a couple minutes. So if you're coming down tailgating, we'll be into the 60s already as you cook your breakfast here in the parking lot. First pitch, noon, we're up to about 74 degrees. A lot of sunshine ride all the way through. So good day to come on down. Enjoy that again. First pitch at 12:10 this afternoon. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Josh. We do have an alert to tell you about out in Sheboygan County. There is a closure on Highway 57 at Highway 23 as crews investigate a crash. We'll be sure to keep you updated on that situation. Let's take a look at what the roads look like elsewhere. Good Hope to the Zoo, 8 minutes. 7 Mile Road to Mitchell, 9 minutes. Brown Deer to Marquette, 10 minutes.
All right, Elise, thanks very much. It's 5:20. Check this out. We've been talking about it all week. Gas prices rising as Memorial Day weekend approaches. But it is the worst in New York. In parts of that state, it costs drivers $100 to fill their tank. Gas has reached $5 a gallon. The U.S. Energy Information Administration predicts gas this summer will be the highest we have seen in 4 years. So with that, Consumer Reports tested a variety of ways for people to save at the pump. First, experts say drive at a steady speed. Tests show as speed goes up, fuel economy goes down. Also, avoid hard acceleration and braking. Driving smoothly can save the life of a car's engine, transmission, and brakes.
Hey, it's 5:21. New this morning as vacation season is starting to really heat up. Hotels are tapping into a new trend, welcoming pets and offering pet perks free of charge. A TripAdvisor survey just found more than 50% of respondents said they'd like to travel with their pets and will only stay at pet-friendly properties. Since that trend started 5 years ago, more than 3,000 hotel chains have gone pet-friendly nationwide. Check this out. Green Bay police dealing with a unique kind of animal. It's a wolf hybrid. This animal was caught last week after it bit a child. Wolf hybrids are a cross between wolves and domesticated dogs and are illegal to own. The animal in this case weighed 107 pounds and 37 inches tall.
It's 5:22 and up next on Live at Daybreak on today's TMJ4, we have a winner, the youngest winner ever of The Voice. The contestant waking up with a new record contract today.
Also up next, best week ever, what Giannis Antetokounmpo did for these local kids that will leave them loyal fans forever.
The winner of The Voice is
Wow. That's just mean waiting that long, right?
That's how we roll.
The Voice has just crowned the winner of its 14th season. As you heard, 15-year-old Bryn Cartelli was part of Team Kelly, marking a win as well for the new coach in her first season and getting a big hug from her as well. Well, 15 years old and to win a contest like that.
Not too bad.
Well, here at home, more than a dozen kids are going to replay what happened to them last night for a long time.
Giannis Antetokounmpo met up with some young basketball fans for the Boys and Girls Club. Helped them go on a little shopping spree as well at Dick's Sporting Goods in Wauwatosa. The 15 kids are part of the Emerging Athletes Basketball League at Boys and Girls Club. They received a $100 gift card to shop around with Giannis and a signed jersey.
I got a Nike outfit.
You gonna wear that to play basketball?
I'm gonna wear it someday, like on a special day.
They've been supporting me since day one, not just those kids, Milwaukee.
That's a special day outfit,
Yes.
not just a...
Not an everyday or
absolutely.
not even a basketball practice.
Coming up, failure to launch. A couple struggles to get their 30-year-old son to move out of the house.
And then also ahead this morning, speaking out for the first time. The man who watched as a lava ball barreled through his home and hit his leg. More Live at Daybreak is coming up next.
And check this out, 5:27 on today's TMJ4. Gorgeous sunrise over Lake Michigan.
Right now, from Milwaukee, this is today's TMJ4, Live at Daybreak.
An overnight fire in the home where a 15-year-old boy was beaten to death just days ago. Find out how police are handling this investigation coming up.
Plus, it's a beautiful morning out here on Lake Michigan. But before you hit the water this weekend for Memorial Day, the U.S. Coast Guard wants you to listen up to some safety tips so you don't become another statistic.
Plus, put the phone down. These certain times, experts say we've got to put our devices on the shelf.
And good morning, everybody. You are watching Live at Daybreak on today's TMJ4. I'm Susan Kim.
I'm Vince Vetrano. Let's get you started. Weather and traffic together. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Best forecast in a while.
Today's going to be awesome. We got a little fog out there this morning and then eventually lots of sunshine. This is a live look, actually a really cool shot here. Let me step away. This is Lac La Belle in Oconomowoc, and you can see the fog over the lake there. And yeah, look at Waukesha, close to zero visibility. West Bend, 0.3 of a mile visibility. So especially inland this morning, that's where we are starting to see some pockets, some areas of dense fog. Dense fog advisory there until 9 a.m., covering all the Gray counties south and west of Milwaukee until 9 a.m. Okay, 7 o'clock, fog dissipating, 55 degrees. By 11 o'clock, 71 degrees, lots of sunshine. By 2 o'clock, 75, a beauty of a day. By 5 o'clock, 75 degrees. Things really start to heat up as we head into the Memorial Day weekend. Forecast will tell you how warm we get coming up in a few minutes. Elise.
All right, thanks, Brian. We do have an alert to tell you about out in Sheboygan County. The crash scene on Highway 57 at Highway 23 just cleared moments ago, so no longer an issue. Let's go ahead and take a look at travel times elsewhere. Hale to the Zoo, 4 minutes. Moreland to Marquette, 8 minutes. Downtown to Layton Avenue, 6 minutes.
All right, Elise, thanks very much. It's 5:32. We want to keep you updated on a breaking story we are covering this morning.
There are new questions this morning after fire broke out at a home where a 15-year-old was killed nearly 2 weeks ago. Lauren Winfrey is live at 12th and Keefe with more on this story. Hi, Lauren.
Hey, good morning, Susan and Vince. Talk about a family in trauma. Just days after that 15-year-old boy was beaten to death, now there was a small fire at that home. And as you can see, police have been monitoring that home all night. Now, investigators say King was beaten with a hammer and stabbed in the neck inside this home near 12th and Keith. And it was all because his accused killer, Malik Terrell, thought King and another person had something to do with his stolen video game system. Now, police allege Terrell and a relative burned King's body in a vacant home down the street, and according to the criminal complaint, King was killed May 11th, but police didn't find his body until 9 days later. Now, Terrell was caught in Chicago, but we are waiting for him to return to Milwaukee for processing. Right now, police say they will continue their investigation after fire officials assess the scene. For now, reporting at 12th and Keith, Lauren Winfrey, today's TMJ4.
At the live desk today, we are expecting to see the body camera video showing the arrest of Milwaukee Bucks rookie Sterling Brown. The police chief is not answering questions this morning, but Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett is calling the video disturbing. Brown was arrested in a Walgreens parking lot at 26th and National back in January. No charges were filed. Our partners at WTMJ Radio say Brown appears frustrated about repeatedly being asked to identify himself, but never got physical with officers before they tased and arrested him. Brown was taken to jail and eventually released and given a parking ticket for double parking in some handicapped spots. Now, Brown's attorney says they are looking into the possibility of filing a lawsuit against the city. He also says Brown will release a statement today once that video is released.
All right, Elise, thanks very much. It's 5:34. Charges could come down today against 3 men who tried to rob PNC Bank in Shorewood. Police tell us they slipped a note under the door, but employees refused to buzz them in. So when police arrived, the suspects drove off, but then ended up crashing at First and Capitol. You see the damaged car there. They took off running. However, officers caught up with them and arrested them. That incident comes as a safety talk program is planned at the Shorewood Police Department. It will focus on crime prevention strategies for seniors. It starts at 11 o'clock this morning.
5:35, more news now. Fiat Chrysler is recalling more than 51,000 of its 2018 Jeep Cherokees because of a fire risk. The defect is with the fuel supply tubes, which can leak and then lead to fire. Now, as of now, no reports of any accidents or injuries. Have you noticed calls coming into your cell phone that look nearly identical to your number? Scammers are getting more creative.
So we are talking about robocalls with a 414 area code. So coming up at 6:30, our Julia Fellow will show us ways to protect ourselves and even a gadget that will take that phone call for you.
At the live desk, the NFL voted in several new rules for the 2018-2019 season. Of the new rules, many to keep players safer. One rule calls for a 15-yard penalty and possible ejection if a player lowers their head to initiate contact. Now, the rule applies for players on both offense and defense. The hit can be anywhere on the body, not just the head and neck area. League leaders say the rule is a major change, calling when players lower their heads one of the most dangerous things, adding that the maneuver puts players' necks at risk.
In the week leading up to her final Indy 500 race car, driver Danica Patrick is on a media tour. So on Tuesday, she was dishing about her relationship with Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers on Sirius XM's Jenny McCarthy show. So she says apparently the two first met at the ESPYs in 2012. And while there was a spark, Rodgers ended up just giving her his email. And then she says it wasn't until this past January that they announced that they are actually dating.
So giving up the email is like a courtship faux pas or something?
Well, I mean, if you're really interested, you just like give them your digits.
You got to give the digits?
Yeah.
All right. So the email is like a step below.
I
Like,
would think. I don't know.
I'll entertain some further inquiries, but like we're not. I suppose, right? What are the two of us talking about?
Coming up on Live at Daybreak
You guys
on
work it out.
today's TMJ4, unhappy workers, the employees getting ready to strike, and how it could impact a heavily visited vacation city.
Plus, family at odds. What led to parents suing their own 30-year-old son for enjoying life at home? More Live at Daybreak next on today's TMJ4.
And let's take a live look outside. This is Oconomowoc, and Brian Niznansky has talked about a little fog this morning. You can see it, but isn't it really cool looking? We're going to have a really nice day today. He's got the high temperature for you coming up.
At the live desk, foreign journalists just landed in North Korea. They're set to make the 17-hour journey to the country's remote nuclear site in order to witness its dismantling. Right now, there seems to be a tag team rotation of threats to stop the upcoming summit between President Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Now, Trump seems to be opening a door to a phased dismantling of North Korea's nuclear weapons program, promising Kim Jong-un safety and a happy and rich country. There has been uncertainty lately over whether the June 12th sit-down will actually move forward, but South Korea's president touts the summit is a 99.9% done deal.
More news now. It may be harder to get a drink while playing the slots in Las Vegas this summer. As many as 50,000 workers could strike in a matter of days. So we're talking about bartenders, servers, cooks, and kitchen workers, which would cause all sorts of problems, as you can imagine. The workers are fighting for more workplace safety as well as pay. Well, it's mom and dad v. son in a Syracuse, New York courtroom.
A couple is suing their 30-year-old son to get him out of the house. It's come to this after the parents first issued 5 written notices instructing their son to leave, including an offer of more than $1,000. He stayed, saying his folks didn't give him enough time to leave. The judge has granted the eviction, but I understand he's going to appeal. He's not happy with that.
Right, he's going to appeal, and also there was a question as to how soon he would have to leave. I mean, he wanted, this X amount of time because of the appeal. Can he stay in the house during the appeal? All sorts of questions. We're talking about a 30-year-old son,
30 years old, 542. Coming up next year on Live at Daybreak this morning. Boating safety, what the Coast Guard wants you to know before you head out on the water.
And then also ahead this morning, getting sick of all those Instagram posts, how you can better manage what you see.
And temperatures in the 70s for today. Beautiful day once we get rid of the fog this morning, and 80s on the way. Things really starting to heat up for the Memorial Weekend forecast. We'll also break down some thunderstorm chances coming up.
With great weather expected today and into the Memorial Day weekend, people will be itching to get out on the water.
But the Coast Guard is reminding people to stay safe out there during National Safe Boating Week. Sarah Sean Gallagher is live with the Coast Guard right now with more information on staying safe. Hi, Sean.
Hey, Susan and Vince, we're out here on a boat right now. Not typically a fishing boat like this that you usually get on. U.S. Coast Guard boat, a lot more equipped for the water. But a lot of people will be out on the water this weekend enjoying the weather and maybe getting a little bit of fishing done. I'm joined now again, Alex Donald. I mean, everybody knows life vests. You need to have that on no matter what. But what are some other things that people on fishing boats should have with them to make sure they're safe?
Well, the biggest thing that we see a lot is, expired fire extinguishers and expired flares. You never know when you're going to need them. If you're stranded stranded offshore and you need to pop up a flare, it's always good to know that they're going to work, as well as a fire extinguisher. If you happen to have, an outboard engine fire or something like that, you need a first line of defense to try to put that out.
Right, and I know weather's supposed to be a little bit nicer. Obviously, you got the short sleeves on right now, but if you were going out on the water, I mean, you wouldn't dress like this.
Right, a lot of people get confused because the air temperature does get hot, during the summertime. But the water temp here in Milwaukee at least stays, fairly chilly year-round. So it's always good to dress for the water, not the air temp. So, bring a Carhartt jacket on board, or a spray top, or something a little bit more thermal, with some thermal layering versus just shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, because you said, I mean, the temperature of the water right now, low 50s. I mean, how detrimental could that be if you fall in the water?
Hypothermia can set in pretty quick, even in the low 50s. So it's always important to have some sort of, or more layers of clothing on, so if you hit the water, it can reduce that time.
Yeah, definitely important. Alex, thank you very much. And coming up a little bit later, we will be talking about kind of the small crafts that you get on if you're looking to kayak or canoe, and staying safe that way. We'll throw it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, good to know. Thanks so much, Sean. Boy, it looks so nice outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's an important thing, though. If you're going out on the big lake, if you get offshore, not too far, it gets pretty cold.
Yeah, absolutely. I think today, even while we'll be sitting in the 70s, even along the lakeshore, you get about a mile out, you'll be in the 50s out there today. It's going to be a beautiful day, though. Put on your sunscreen, too. Another reminder, UV index this time of year on a sunny day like today at an 8. So it only takes about a half hour or less. Obviously, that varies with skin type, but again, to get some sunburn. Allergy report, big improvement over the last couple of days, but as we start to warm up, we'll look for these pollen levels to increase. Officially, our numbers: tree pollen's low, mold low. I'm still getting fits here with the allergies, so maybe here on the north side a little bit higher than that. Okay, dense fog advisory in effect for our western and southern spots this morning until 9 a.m. We do have some pockets of dense fog out there. Visibility at about a half mile in Burlington, close to 0 in West Bend and Beaver Dam. This is a live look in Oconomowoc, where we have some fog this morning over Lac La Belle. 52 degrees the current temperature in Oconomowoc. In Milwaukee, we're at 56 degrees. Winds out of the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. But another morning where give yourselves a little extra time out the door this morning, because I have a feeling the fog is going to slow things down just a little bit. Temperatures 50 in West Bend, 50 Fond du Lac, 49 in Beaver Dam. Weather headlines heating up. Over the next few days, temperatures are really going to start to climb. Storm chances backing off for the end of the week, and unofficial start to summer this weekend is going to feel like another indication of some summer warmth. Dew points. Dew points will be comfortable today and tomorrow, but then we start to climb into the lower 60s for dew points Friday and Saturday, which starts to reach that humid level for us. Okay, Storm 4 Max satellite and radar this morning. Lots of action across Minnesota and Iowa. Those thunderstorms will stay to the west and dissipate through the day. Future forecast, high pressure for us. Lots of sunshine through the day today. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, mostly sunny skies. As we head into tonight, again, mainly clear skies. Here comes a warm air mass, very warm air mass as we head into Thursday and Friday. Now, you can see by Thursday afternoon and evening, the showers and storms way to the northwest of us. Again, we're looking dry now on Thursday. And then Friday, eventually, you see some showers and storms northwest. Maybe one of those makes it here by Friday evening. Okay, your forecast for today: 75 for the high, inland 79, mostly sunny for tonight. Low temperature falling down to 53, mainly clear skies. And here's your 7-day forecast. Heading into Thursday, mostly sunny, 78 lakeside, 83 inland. 84 for everybody on Friday, with just a tiny chance of a shower or storm Friday evening. Rain chances on Saturday now looking pretty slim. Slight chance of storms on Saturday. 87 for your high temperature on Saturday for everybody. 81 lakeside on Sunday, 87 inland with a chance of storms. And Memorial Day, a high of 80 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Okay, outside in the sunshine this morning is our Storm Team 4 meteorologist Josh Worster. And Josh, you're at Miller Park. Are you noticing any haze or light fog in that direction?
Not really, Brian. As we look over toward the lake, you can kind of see what would be a little bit of fog likely forming over the lake. But where we are, just a few high clouds moving overhead. A lot of sunshine out here right now, and a lot of sunshine for the day today. We're at 52 degrees. Maybe a little issue going on with our thermometer on the roof. But again, about 52 we were just a couple seconds ago. If you're coming down tailgating, cooking breakfast here at Miller Park, 69 degrees, a lot of sunshine, and then game time temperature. First pitch 12 o'clock. It's a noon game, 74 degrees. So roof open. It is already open, so a good day to come on down here to Miller Park. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Josh. No major incidents to tell you about on the roads from the live desk, but let's go ahead and take a look at travel times right now. Oconomowoc to Marquette, 24 minutes. Grafton to Marquette, 19 minutes. 7 Mile Road to Marquette, 14 minutes.
All right, Elise, thanks very much. It's 5:51. We want to keep you updated on a breaking story that we are covering this morning.
We've just received new information about that fire at the home where a 15-year-old was killed nearly 2 weeks ago. Lauren Winfrey is live near 12th and Keefe. Lauren, what have you learned?
Hey, Susan and Vince, we just confirmed that this is an arson investigation, and it's a very active scene. We've seen several police officers and investigators examining the neighborhood and the home behind me. We will have more for you all coming up on Live at 6, but this is an arson investigation. For now, live at 12th and Keith, Lauren Winfrey, today's TMJ4.
All right, Lauren, thanks very much. It's 5:52. Still ahead on Live at Daybreak on today's TMJ4. New advice for breaking the addiction of cell phone use.
Also, the man badly burned by a lava bomb is talking about what happened to him, why he thought he was going to die.
This morning, we are hearing from the only person injured so far from Hawaii's Kilauea volcano.
A scorching lava ball landed on Daryl Clinton's leg. Clinton spent most of last week recovering and watching as lava continues to threaten his neighbor's home.
It was a mean one. And, I mean, it could have hit anywhere else, and it would have been all over. You know, I wish it would have went between my legs and missed me completely, but I guess being out there that long, maybe my time was up.
Authorities continue to urge neighbors to be prepared to flee quickly, either because of the risk of lava flows or higher levels of toxic gases. Well, studies suggest most of us check our phones 80 times a day. That's once every 12 minutes.
But there are certain times experts say we should not check our phones. It starts in the morning. Checking emails on your phone first thing can lead to starting the day feeling overwhelmed. And then next, experts say keep it away after work. And then, of course, before going to bed. So essentially just check your phone when you're working. Is that the message here?
So you're the I never check my email at home guy?
Yeah, I guess that's what
Good luck in life.
Let's take a live look outside.
I love that guy.
As we get going today. We have a picture from Oconomowoc where it is 52 degrees, a little fog, a little hazy sunshine. But hey, we are seeing the sun today. Live at Daybreak at 6 starts in just 3 minutes.